So highest high in this game and lowest low. What has it been for you?
The highest highs, you know, I mean, of course, you know, the Big Daddy Kane time, you know, me and Kane putting out 6 albums together, from 1988 to 1994. That was, you know, you know, that was like, you know, an unforgettable time, you know, 20 some odd year old kids, you know, doing something that we love to do, coming from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, and traveling the world and making records and doing videos and just doing everything that we love to do and having success at it. It seemed like a lifetime ago, but it's that's my biggest high. And if it wasn't for my success with Big Daddy Kane, then there would be no Hot 97. I wouldn't have got a chance to be on Hot 97. I wouldn't have got a chance to, you know, of course, discover Biggie later on and help Biggie out. Because, you know, I wouldn't have got the fame enough to, you know, to put Biggie on. I was able to put Biggie on because of my success with Big Daddy Kane. So the whole Big Daddy Kane run from 1987 to 1994 was my biggest high. And of course, my lowest lows is what I went through back in 2011 and 2013 when I got arrested. You know, my story is well documented on what I went through. That was my lowest of lows, but it was also it was my lowest of lows, but it was also in a weird way, I'm glad I went through it, because I tell people all the time, like when I first got arrested in 2011, you know, when that whole news broke out about, you know, everything that I went through, it was like I tell people all the time, it's like I'm at my own funeral. I'm dead. I'm in my own casket at my own funeral.
That's heavy.
And I can, but I'm in the casket, I'm dead, but I can see who's there at the pew, and I can see who's really there to show me love. I can see who's there, but they talking about me in the back of the pew.
Wow.
It's like you're dead, but you're alive to see everything go down. And you see how everybody's treating you while you're dead for that moment in time. You understand what I'm saying? So in a weird, sadistic way, I'm glad I went through what I went through, because an average person really don't go through that type of low. That type of low.
In front of the world.
In front of the world, right? People don't go through stuff like that. So to go through something like that, and then to like, I'm not going to use the word rebound, but just to continue on, and to continue to not let something like that, you know, discourage you, or to deter you from you to keep going on with your career. A lot of people, you go through something like that, you don't recover. You don't normally recover from something like that, or whatever the case is. So it's like, for me I was able to go through that, see who's there for me, see who's not there for me, and then build on it, or whatever the case is, and just to continue to move forward. It's not something that I would wish on anybody. You know what I mean? Like the ridicule that I went through. And to this day in 2020, I mean, there's DJs, there's promoters and DJs that talk behind my back. There's a lot of DJs that'll go to a promoter. You know, why you book C? Why you know, that's the homo guy. Why you book the gay guy? Wow. To this day, there's DJs that'll go to promoters. They see I'm getting booked a lot. You know, why you booking the gay dude? Like, you know, why you don't book me? You know, like, and trying to put stuff in that promoter's head to not work with me. And what's dumb is that the DJ don't even know that this promoter's gonna come back and tell me what you said.
Right.
Idiot.
Right.
So some of the most, yo, I could write a book. Some of the most
I can imagine.
some of the most legendary, some of the most iconic, legendary DJs have tried to, and I don't like to curse on social media, but a lot of them has tried to shit on me.
Yeah.
And, you know, talk bad about my name. But they would never know that I know what they did. Like, that, you know, to this day or whatever. Because these promoters, they don't hold weight. So promoters,
exactly.
You know, no disrespect. A lot of promoters are slime buckets. I'll just keep it funky. Yeah. So they're going to come back to me and tell me what every DJ done said. And not only that, Some of these promoters, they'll come back and be like, yo, I booked DJ such and such. He was whack. Oh, he was horrible. It could be a legendary, famous DJ, whatever. Oh, I booked such and such. He was whack. But that promoter's trying to get me to talk bad about them, to talk bad about the DJ. I'm not going to do that. Because if you're coming to me telling me about how whack it is,
you're going to do it too.
And then if I'm telling you what I think of the DJ, you're going to go back and tell that person what I said.
Exactly.
I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. I'm not doing that. So it's like, but back to, to this day, I still go through it where DJs try to block me, or promoters try to block me from, getting work or doing stuff like that, or whatever the case is. But, it's getting ready to be, next year will be 10 years since I went through that.
Yeah. How did you wait? There's so many questions I have real quick. Wait, how did you push through that? Because that is really heavy. Like I said, to have to go through that ridicule in front of the whole world. It's bad enough, okay, it's at work, but the world is scrutinizing you now. How did you push through that?
I'm gonna, there's three things that I can attest to how I was able to survive that. There's three things. I'm a Leo. I'm from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. And you know the slogan, Bed-Stuy, do or die. And God. Those are the three things that made me continue to move forward. Leos, we're aggressive. Like we don't back down. We don't just, and I'm not a cocky, I don't consider myself to be cocky. Even though a lot of DJs would say I am, but I don't consider myself being cocky. I'm just very confident. I'm just a very confident person.
Okay.
And I'm a very determined person. And some people may take my aggression to being cocky, or they take my aggression to be, or I'm an asshole, or whatever. But I know what I want, and I go after what I want. And so that's number one. And like I said, I'm from Bed-Stuy, bro. I'm from the projects. I've seen, some of the most gangster hood dudes go through way more stuff than I went through, gun wars and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, I just looked at it like, if anything, it's like, finally, this is out. Finally, I have release. Finally, if this is all y'all got, to go up against me, if this is all y'all got to use against me, I'm good.
Right.
Because for so many years, I was holding it in, that this is the type of activity that I was involved in. I was holding it in for so many years that I would be standoffish, and I would be, like this very distant person. Any DJs that's on this live right now that know me personally, they probably can attest that I have changed since I went through what I went through, because now I'm more receptive. I'm more to where you can talk to me and we can have conversation. And I'm more of a cooler person. Why? Because when I was doing what I was doing and I was trying to keep that a secret, I didn't want nobody to get into my world. I didn't want nobody I was boxed in. I didn't want nobody to get too close to me, or whatever the case is. But now, the cat is out the bag. You already know what I went through. Either you're still riding with me, or you're not riding with me.
Right.
So now that I don't have anything to hide, okay, I'm here. Let's go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and once again, if that's all you got.
Right. That's what they say. The truth shall set you free.
Huh? The truth will, the truth will set you free. So it's like, if that's all you got, then, good luck. Right. Because at the end of the day, as a DJ, as what I've done for hip hop or whatever the case is, I'm still going to bust your ass on that set.
Right. It's way bigger than that. Exactly.
So, okay, yeah, see, got head from a man and all of that. Okay, but when it come down to me being next to you, another DJ in a club, I'm still going to bust your ass. This dude that then got head from a man going to still bust your ass on the set. So if this is all that you got, somebody's like, yo, see, chill out. If this is all that you got, then come with it. Come with it. And I done went through the worst of worst. Some of my best friends in the music industry turned against me. That was
going to be my next question. Did you lose friends? And did certain people surprise you?
I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of friends in this music industry. A lot. I'm gonna say something else to you. I see you had Jazzy Joyce
Mm-hmm.
on your show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, Jazzy Joyce. I know Jazzy Joyce since the '80s. You know, since I was with Kane and she was with Sweet Tea. And when I went through what I went through, you know, Joyce kind of said some things about me on Twitter that wasn't cool or whatever the case is. Let me finish the story. And I was upset with Joyce for a long time. And you know, we was cool from the Hot 97 days. We was good.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I'm gonna say like maybe I'm gonna say like maybe 6 to 7, maybe 8 years ago, 6, 7 or 8 years ago, you know, we reconciled our differences and it's all love. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's all love. But you know, and even when me and Joyce kind of reconciled our situation, because there's some people that I went through stuff like that with in the music industry that there's no turning back. I can never forgive them.
Mm-hmm.
But Joyce, I did forgive, because Joyce was woman enough to come to me and be like, you know what, I was wrong. I'm sorry that I put you through this. I'm sorry that I put you through a mental anguish. And that takes a lot for a person to do that.
Yes.
You know, shout out to my man DJ Naeem. He's actually the one that set it up for me and her to have a conversation.
Oh, that's what's
And
up.
I don't listen. I'm just bringing up the Joyce story as an example of
Right.
how you can make a mistake and you can um uh rewrite your mistake.
Right.
You can correct your wrongs. And that's what Jazzy Joyce did. She corrected her wrong. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? It takes a lot for a woman to do that. It takes a strong woman. It takes a woman, you know, it takes a lot of guts to do that. Because some people, especially our people, black people,
For
we don't
sure.
we don't like to say sorry. We don't like to say that we're wrong. We just like it is what it
It
is.
is what it is. Right.
So, but and I'm just bringing Joyce up because I know you just recently had her.
Yeah.
But for her to come to me and for her to say to me, hey, I know I was wrong for treating you the way that I did, and if you can just accept my apology, and you know, and I did. I accepted her apology, and we good money. But there's a
That's what's
lot of
up.
people that didn't apologize or didn't they won't have the heart enough to apologize. So I'm like, once again, I'm bringing up the Jazzy Joyce story because there's a silver lining to it.
Mm-hmm.
There's something good that came out of it. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Joyce could have left it the way that it was left
Right.
and never had to apologize, and we ain't never had to speak, and that was it. But she was woman enough to say, hey, you know, because so many people, when I went through what I went through, so many people got caught up doing this. They got
Yup.
so much with the Twitter fingers and the Instagram. Oh, you know, they just were saying whatever they were saying, not realizing you're hurting me, you're hurting my family, you're hurting my loved ones, you're hurting everybody that's around me. But once again, Jazzy Joyce was woman enough to be like, you know what, see, I was wrong. And that's something that I will never ever forget. Like, I will never forget how she um uh you know
Was woman enough to
rewrite,
come to you.
made a silver lining out of it. She will, she's always going to be good in my eyes, and she's always going to be somebody that I'm always going to revere and look at as a person in a higher regard. Even though we may not have the same relationship that we once
Yeah.
had, we still
Mm-hmm.
good. But we may not have that same relationship that we
But
once
it's
had.
always going to be different.
But because of what she did and because of, you know, uh, I'm always, she's good in my book, you
That's
know.
what's up.
And but there's other people that did not do nowhere near what Joyce did, like as
Yeah.
far as saying the hurtful things and then not apologizing or whatever the
Right.
case is. So,
Right.
once again, I just want,
Yeah.
Joyce, I just wanted to, when you talk about this whole thing and you talk about people that hurt me in the business,
Yeah.
I got to big up Joyce. Like, I have to just big her up because
That's what's up.
she
That's
was
what's
the only
up.
one in all of the music industry people that did hurt me, that came and was like, you know what, I was wrong. So salute to her.
Yeah. That's what's up. So how has dating been for you? Has dating been challenging because of the situation or what?